Have you ever wondered about the impact storms have on our lives? It's a question that prompts us to consider the profound influence of the weather. Storms, in all their furious might, have the power to drastically alter our world. They rend the fabric of society, causing extensive damage to infrastructure, homes, and buildings. The financial toll can be staggering, running into billions of dollars, as communities, cities, and even whole countries work to rebuild in the storm's aftermath. But the impact of a storm is far more than just physical or financial. It's also deeply human. Lives are upended, and tragically, sometimes lost. The fear and anxiety that storms bring can linger long after the skies have cleared, leaving psychological scars that require healing. Storms, then, are not just a meteorological phenomenon. They're a human one, too. They touch every facet of our lives, from the material to the emotional, the communal to the individual. Now let us delve into the story of one such storm, Storm Daniel. Storm Daniel wasn't just another storm, it's a name many of us remember with a shiver. In the early days of September 2023, meteorologists began tracking a disturbance off the western coast of Africa. The system gradually gained strength, evolving into a tropical depression and later a tropical storm. This was the birth of Storm Daniel, a weather phenomenon that would soon etch its name into the annals of weather history. As the storm began to churn across the vast expanse of the Atlantic, meteorologists and weather enthusiasts alike monitored its progress with bated breath. Initial forecasts painted a grim picture, predicting that Storm Daniel would strengthen into a formidable hurricane before making landfall. In the face of these ominous predictions, coastal communities braced for impact. Sandbags were filled, windows boarded up, and evacuation plans put into motion. The air was thick with tension, the calm before the storm, an eerie silence that seemed to echo the public's collective apprehension. News outlets were awash with updates about the storm's trajectory, with weather experts providing hourly updates. This wasn't their first rodeo, but the intensity of Storm Daniel was something that none of them had seen before. The storm was an unwelcome guest, a dark cloud on the horizon that loomed larger with each passing hour. Yet amidst this brewing chaos, there was a sense of unity. Neighbors helped neighbors board up their homes, community centers turned into safe havens for those who had nowhere else to go, and strangers became friends in the face of adversity. The impending arrival of Storm Daniel, as terrifying as it was, brought out the best in humanity, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. But as we know, Storm Daniel was just getting started. As Storm Daniel gained momentum, things took a turn for the worse. This was no ordinary storm. It was a bomb cyclone, a weather phenomenon characterized by a rapid drop in atmospheric pressure and an explosive strengthening of the storm. With its intensification, the conditions grew severe, the skies darkened, and the winds roared with an intensity that could make the bravest tremble. The storm didn't just bring rain, it unleashed an atmospheric river, a long, narrow region in the atmosphere responsible for most of the horizontal transport of moisture outside of the tropics. The result? Torrential downpours. The lowlands were inundated with 2 to 4 inches of rain, while the mountains were drenched with even more. The highest terrains were blanketed with heavy snowfall, making them impassable and isolating communities. As if the deluge wasn't enough, the storm also produced damaging wind gusts that reached up to 60 miles per hour. The strong winds caused power outages, leaving thousands without electricity and uprooted trees, creating additional hazards for residents and first responders alike. Coastal areas weren't spared either. They were battered by large waves, leading to coastal flooding that threatened homes and infrastructure. Transportation was another casualty of Storm Daniel. Roads became rivers, making it impossible for vehicles to pass. This not only disrupted everyday life, but also hindered the efforts of emergency services trying to reach those in need. In some areas, the situation was so dire that mandatory evacuations were ordered, adding to the sense of fear and confusion. The peak of Storm Daniel was a time of chaos and uncertainty. It was a stark reminder of nature's power and unpredictability, a force we often underestimate but should always respect. When Storm Daniel finally passed, it left a trail of destruction in its wake. The relentless force of nature had swept through towns and cities, leaving communities grappling with the aftermath. Homes were damaged, trees were uprooted, and roads were rendered impassable. But as the skies cleared, the strength of the human spirit shone through the gloom. The cleanup efforts were nothing short of monumental. Thousands of volunteers, emergency services, and local authorities rallied together, working tirelessly to restore a sense of normality. They cleared debris from the streets, repaired damaged infrastructure, and provided necessary aid to those affected. This unity, this collective effort, was a beacon of hope in the face of adversity. In northern and central California, where the storm hit hardest, the aftermath was particularly severe. Yet, even amidst the devastation, stories of resilience emerged. There were tales of neighbors helping neighbors, strangers offering shelter, and communities banding together to support one another. It was a stirring reminder that even in the darkest of times, humanity's capacity for kindness and compassion remains undiminished. The long-term impact of Storm Daniel was significant, with the recovery process stretching over several months. But every restored building, every replanted tree, every rebuilt life was a testament to the indomitable human spirit. It was a testament to the resilience of the communities who, despite facing the fury of nature, refused to be defeated. Storm Daniel was a harsh reminder of nature's power, but it was also a testament to human resilience. The storm left a scar on the landscape, but it also left behind stories of courage, determination, and unity. These stories are the silver lining in the cloud that was Storm Daniel, a testament to the strength and resilience of the human spirit. They remind us that even when faced with the most formidable adversities, we can rise, rebuild, and emerge stronger than before. The aftermath of Storm Daniel was a testament to the strength and resilience of the human spirit. Every storm brings with it lessons, and Storm Daniel was no exception. As we look back at the tumultuous journey, we can glean a few significant insights. One of the most crucial lessons is the absolute necessity of preparedness. Storm Daniel, like many other natural disasters, served as a stark reminder that we must always be ready for the worst. It reinforced the importance of having plans in place, not just on an individual level, but also at a community, city, and national level. Preparing for a storm goes beyond having an emergency kit at home. It means investing in infrastructure that can withstand severe weather and creating systems for efficient evacuation and rescue operations. Storm Daniel also underscored the value of community support. Neighbors helping neighbors, strangers extending a hand. These are the stories that emerged in the wake of Storm Daniel. It highlighted the inherent goodness in people and the strength of communities coming together in times of crisis. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit that even in the face of adversity, we find ways to support and uplift each other. Furthermore, the storm catalyzed changes in policy and practice. It prompted a reevaluation of our approach to disaster management and climate change. From revising building codes to accommodate more extreme weather conditions, to implementing more rigorous climate change policies, the lessons from Storm Daniel have led to tangible changes. The storm's aftermath also sparked discussions about mental health, particularly the trauma and stress associated with such devastating events. This has led to increased focus on providing mental health support in post-disaster scenarios, recognizing that the effects of a storm go beyond just physical damage. Storm Daniel, like all storms, taught us valuable lessons about the power of nature and the strength of the human spirit. It reminded us of our vulnerabilities, but also highlighted our resilience. As we continue to navigate a world increasingly affected by climate change, these lessons will be invaluable in helping us prepare for, endure, and recover from such events. So, what can we take away from the story of Storm Daniel? In the journey through the life cycle of Storm Daniel, we've seen how it built up, reached its peak, and eventually receded, leaving both devastation and lessons in its wake. We witnessed the sheer impact of Storm Daniel, from causing widespread flooding and impassable roads to triggering mudslides and landslides. The storm's arrival was abrupt, its intensification rapid, earning it the moniker of a bomb cyclone. We delved into the peak of this storm, where gusts reached up to 60 miles per hour and rainfall measured in inches, not to mention the heavy snowfall in the highest terrain. The aftermath was a scene of power outages, uprooted trees, and a community grappling with the effects of this natural disaster. Yet, amidst the chaos, we saw resilience. We saw communities banding together, facing adversity, and starting the long journey of recovery. The lessons from Storm Daniel are numerous. It taught us about the power of nature, the importance of preparedness, and the strength of community spirit. Storms like Daniel can be devastating, but they also remind us of our resilience and our capacity to come together in the face of adversity.